The channel debut. This is the first
man.
video Michael is going to be uploading to his channel. So Michael, why are you making this? Why are you doing this channel?
I feel like this is something that gives me comfort. One, I feel like it is something I would love to do. I feel like I can host something like that.
What made you come up with this decision to create, to finally start doing something of your own? This is a big project, and something like this needs commitment. What made you make this decision?
Honestly, there are very many things I can do, yeah, but they were not giving me comfort. That was one, and the urge of trying was really, really hard for me. To a point that I had to pray, to tell God that at least find something I can do, something that will give me comfort. Then, the God we pray, the God we believe in actually speaks through visions, through dreams. So, yes, the vision came to me and I saw myself sitting and interviewing someone. And I was like, yes, this is something I want to do.
So your channel is about interviewing people, basically like a journalist.
Not in the essence of being like a journalist. It's just that it's more of a story with, like, just tell me your story. How has it been? How have you reached here? Share with me. How is life? How have you found life? Something like that. Something that is interesting. Your ups, your downs.
So you're going to be documenting all of that?
Yes, I'll be documenting.
Yeah, so that's a good way to run a channel. I'm trying to do the same thing. When you're starting a channel,
yeah,
I've had to think this over and over again. When you're starting a channel, you have to ask yourself, can I commit to this? Can I do this every day? Because you're going to take videos and they're not going to be perfect. You're going to take videos and some of them will be good, but it comes down to you going through it in spite of the output, in spite of the product, just doing it every day. So you need to know it in your head that I can do this each and every day. And I've seen your work, photography and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you documenting that is a good decision.
The issue of commitment, yeah. I feel like if you love something, you'll have to find ways of to stick to it, to make it better, because when you're starting something, in most cases it is not the perfect thing. The first output, but the more you keep doing it, the more that is when equipment finds you, better equipment, better people, better topics. Okay, the overview just keeps changing. The more you commit and the more you keep doing something, and that is something I believe in. So I'll try as much to make sure that I keep the vision going, because when I close my eyes and I look at that guy I saw in my vision, I see that guy winning all the time.
So summarize for us, in the next 2 years, where do you see this?
In the next 2 years, obviously we shall have the people I'm looking at right now, and in the next 2 years I see this thing going. I see this thing impacting people. I see people getting opportunities from this because they are now sharing what they can do, something that is of worth. And because in our generation today, this is the way to go. You have to have content creation as it is daily bread. So you have to have something that is going to talk about you, something that is going to define you. And I feel like this defines me more because of my other, my other qualities as a person. I feel like I can talk to people. I feel like I can engage people let's talk, let's have it. And because most of the people are going to be watching this thing, there are people who are just going to come because they want to know what is really happening here. And when they come, they'll find out answers, because if I ask you, how have you managed to reach where you are right now, and you'll be like, obviously the ups and downs, I had this in my journey, but I persisted. Maybe I prayed, maybe I worked hard, maybe I just stayed focused. So someone will come and they'll get a leaf from all the things you've said, and maybe it will help impact their lives here and there.
So that's well said, Michael. So why have you started this now and not tomorrow or next year? Why now?
Why now? I feel like when this urge came, there was that thing that was pounding me. Like even yesterday when I was sleeping, I was like, this thing came back. It was like, Michael, get up. You have to start doing with what you have. Just start doing. Okay, let's see what you can actually do right now. Because when the more you postpone things, I've realized the more I do postponing is the more something dies out. If I'm like, I'll do it the next day, I'll do it after 2 days, it just keeps dying out, and that is not something. And I can't let this dream die because it is something I'm looking forward to, and I'm like, okay, let us see how this will go.
So, would you say that you having a friend who's an influencer influenced your decision to do something like this? Did they have anything to do with this?
No, because I have friends. I have a variety of friends who are influencers. Maybe one is that is like the most outstanding. Okay, this guy just kept on telling me, Michael, there's something you can do that will actually define you. Something that you put out there and someone will look at it. Even though they criticize, it is something you will love to do because that defines you more. You get? And I was like, I always kept on to myself and I'm like, what can I really do? Because if it comes to, I can write, you know what we've been doing. You can take pictures, videography and everything. But there are those outstanding things that are not easily shown, that you have to look at yourself and you're like, what can I do? Because if it was content creation, maybe as per now I would have like accounts, I'll be doing very many things, but that is not someone I wanted to be. I wanted to be more of the side of, let me do something that is going to impact, something that is going to be impactful. And because it is growing and more people will look at it and be like, yes, this is a journey.
All right, so you have just, to my ears, you have just defined finding a purpose.
Yes.
So for someone out there watching who doesn't know where they fall in life, who doesn't know their purpose, we are going to help them figure it out. So for you to start doing this, that means you have to identify your skills and your interest, things you're good at and things you love. So this is how you find your purpose. Now, for instance, Michael, tell us, what are your skills? What's one skill you have?
One skill that is outstanding that I can do without having to like overthink about is the one skill I have, or one thing the one skill I have, I think, is photography. But one thing I like to do is I like interacting with people. I like to get to know how people see things.
Okay.
In like, because I believe I see, if it is this, I'm seeing it in a different perspective. You're seeing it in a different perspective.
So you like, your skill is photography and your interest is you like to know how people think.
Yes.
Okay, so you like to interact with people.
I like interacting.
So those are two things: photography and being interactive with people.
And maybe video editing.
And video editing, that's also a skill. So for someone who's finding their purpose, let's say he doesn't know his purpose, he has to combine these things for him to form a formula of things that he can do, of something he can commit himself to. Now, when you combine all of these things, it comes down to content creation.
Yeah.
So now this is what you're going to use. These are the things you're going to match together to form your purpose. Is that right?
Yeah. That's totally right. Because when you look at yourself, you know your advantages and your disadvantages. That if you're put here, you will perform either better or no. But it comes up. I feel like, okay, when you're defining your purpose, to me, I feel like you should first talk to God. You should first talk to even the people that surround you. What do they think about you? Okay, in most cases, you don't have to consider what they are saying about you or how they look at you. But at a point, there's a way they define you. If they say Skye is good somewhere here, Skye is good somewhere, maybe you're actually good somewhere there. And you have to put it down and make it work. Because now that is you to do that.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. This is actually
stick along for that journey, because this is going to be
this is getting
very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Peace.